The biggest name in advanced computer chips is bringing a big investment to Fort Worth. NVIDIA will build a new factory to support the growth of artificial intelligence. Fox 4's Alex Boyer has more from today's announcement. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Clarice. And this new AI factory is going to build supercomputers right here in North Texas. You know, this new facility represents a $700 million investment right here in the city of Fort Worth. Take a look. The new state-of-the-art facility will assemble and test NVIDIA's most advanced AI systems, which were previously assembled overseas. They'll be made right here at a facility called Winston D1. Now, this is what those so-called supercomputers look like. They weigh about 2 tons and cost approximately $4 million to build each. This one AI factory will build thousands of them. Then those computers are transported to another AI factory that takes energy and converts it mathematically into what's called tokens. Those tokens are turned into artificial intelligence that can be words, numbers, stories, even solving problems.
The old generation of data centers used a lot of water and used evaporative cooling technology. Now it's all 100% liquid cooled, as recirculation of liquid cooling, and therefore the amount of water it uses is extremely low. The energy efficiency is incredibly high, and so I would encourage everybody to, if you worry about data centers, replace the old ones. I know that all these data centers are cropping up so fast, and it's changing the shape of the communities. We all, the data center builders, these AI factory builders, have to be much more sensitive to the local communities. Give them plenty of time to plan with you, and along the way, improve the local community.
So the City of Fort Worth's Economic Development Office says that this factory has created 800 new jobs in the area. Today's grand opening comes at a pivotal time in the city of Fort Worth, where leaders are grappling with what type of growth they want to see in their city. Earlier this month, 5 council members signed a letter calling for a temporary data center moratorium. That action follows this public forum you see there, where citizens express their concerns surrounding the future of data centers in Fort Worth. There's currently 4 existing facilities, 1 under construction, and 4 others are nearby in their planning stages. I asked the Fort Worth city manager, who was here at the grand opening, about those concerns.
I think you're specifically talking about data centers, right? Which is a totally different type of use when it comes to the actual land use that's involved. And really, they're not necessarily a moratorium on data centers themselves. It's the moratorium is so that we have more time to put in appropriate regulations.
So you feel there's a balance there that can be a win for the city and for these AI and data centers and things.
I think there needs to be a balance. I mean, I think when you talk about the situation that a lot of Texas cities are in, even though we're growing because of how appraisals are working and those kind of things, in order for cities to be able to provide the services to the community, especially to homeowners, industry like data centers are going to be key to providing the tax base of the future.
And so at a meeting on August 11th, Fort Worth City Council will vote on whether or not to adopt that proposed moratorium, allowing a longer window, as the city manager mentioned, to draft guidelines that future data centers built in the city would have to abide by. Now, NVIDIA's CEO, meanwhile, tells me that really he understands the concerns by cities like Fort Worth and municipalities all across the state, and he encourages that they spend the millions of dollars in revenue that will be generated by these AI factories and reinvest that to modernize city infrastructure, as well as invest in the power grid. Back to you.
All right, Alex, thanks.